see. Yep. Oh, might be a little loud. There we go. Adjust the volume a bit. So, I'm gonna use Sonic 2 music because it's one of my favorite soundtracks for Sonic games. Hey there, Shell. Welcome. Yeah, this is your tier list for Deku Hill Zone. So, I'm also going to have a second window open where I'm going to, if I need to, remind myself what zones look like. But, we'll start with, the one, the only, Green Hill Zone. Green Hill Zone is... so pale zone. Green Hill Zone is obviously where it all started. It's been done to death in remakes. Well, not remakes. In other games, they love to bring it back. When they don't... the music's still kind of loud. When they aren't bringing it back directly, they're at least doing a Green Hill Zone like knockoff. You always start in something Green Hill Zone adjacent. One that only how many times it's been remade. I mean, remade is the point. It's the Green Hill Zone. They remake it. They reuse the idea, but it's still Green Hill Zone. And we're not talking about all the others. We're talking about the original Green Hill Zone. So Sonic 1 was not my first Sonic game I played. As a kid, I did not have a Sonic or a Sega platform. In fact, I've never owned a Sega platform. I might have a used one of the handhelds that I got really late in a retro store. But yeah, Sonic 2 was the first Sonic game I played. My cousins had Sega Genesis, and they had Sonic 2. So Green Hill Zone I didn't play until later. They might have also had a Sonic 1. I might have played it a bit there. I don't remember as much there. I mainly remember it from when Sonic games finally were multi-plat, because Sega went third party. And on GameCube I got, after the Sonic Adventure games, I got the Sonic, the two collections, Gems Collection and I don't remember the other one. But obviously I played Sonic 1 there. I never beat Sonic 1 until Sonic Origins. In fact, I never beat any of the 2D Sonics until Sonic Origins, even though Sonic 2 is the one I played the most. But as for Green Hill Zone, I think it's a strong zone in its game. It's not necessarily going to be the best zone, one of the best zones of all time. Sonic 1, I feel, has a lot of design flaws that make it age not as well as 2 and 3. They definitely learned their lessons from the earlier games, and has that first game syndrome, which I'm sure is blasphemous to some people, but Sonic 1 is a flawed game. Green Hill Zone, though, is one of the best zones in the game because they don't throw as much bullshit at you in there. Green Hill Zone is... It's funny, we're getting into... the music just keeps going, but Green Hill Zone is... it's pleasant to run through, has multiple paths, but you can move pretty fast, all things considered. Don't have Spin Dash in the original, but that's not an issue with the zone. Honestly, I'd put Green Hill Zone in A. It's remembered fondly for a reason. Its design, its music. It was a pretty big deal in just platform gaming history. And while it's not quite as well, it's not quite Mario Bros. 1-1 in history, it's still it's a pretty solid zone. Marble Zone, though. Now that's already where the kind of bullshit starts. Sonic 1, a lot of my issues with it that I found when I was playing through it a year or two ago or whatever, when I did Origins, is that level design in Sonic 1 punishes you for going fast. They like to have traps that if you're going fast, you can't react to fast enough unless you know the level design and have it memorized. And it's very frustrating. Marble Zone aesthetically is pretty cool because it has the lava along with the grass. I like the way it looks. But there are certain parts of it where you're running full speed and you hit a spike or a spring that just knocks you backwards and kills your momentum. On aesthetics alone, I still can give it a B or a C. I'll give it a high C. But I don't like the layout of Marble Zone. Spring Yard Zone. You like Marble Zone? Fair. I think it has a few spots that really frustrate me when I'm trying to go through it. I should preface this. I should have said this at the start. I have not played Sonic games nearly as much as many people. A lot of these zones I've only gone through once. Marble Zone I've seen numerous times. But a lot of them I've only seen once, especially later game, and even the ones that I have seen multiple times, I don't have like the layouts really that memorized. So I'm just doing my best from memory. I'm sorry if the opinion seems a little off because my memory seems a little off. I'm gonna do my best. Spring Yard Zone doesn't quite have the same bullshit parts as Marble Zone, and it does have some good music. Spring Yard Zone was kind of the original pinball-like zone, which I always like those zones. It's not the strongest one, but I still will put it in B because it's not quite as bullshit and the design's still pretty good. Labyrinth Zone, I vaguely remember, but let me verify. Labyrinth Zone. Oh yeah, no, Labyrinth Zone. Okay. I'm sorry if anybody loves Labyrinth Zone. Labyrinth Zone is like bullshit in design. Sonic's mechanics are centered around going fast, obviously. He says gotta go fast. The whole thing is the blast processing. It's moving fast. Labyrinth Zone, its entire design is around more exploration than forward momentum. And it just makes it frustrating. Because Sonic's acceleration in Sonic games, because the goal is going fast, it's his acceleration kind of weirdly, you speed up very fast. And it yeah, it doesn't work well. Do I want to give it an F or a D? That's the problem. I have to be a little generous with Fs because I don't like. There's not going to be a lot in Fs anyways. Labyrinth Zone probably is the worst zone in that game. You know, no nostalgia for any of these levels. Here's where you got those goggles on. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is the first Sonic game I owned. So, like, 2D Sonics, they're not my expertise. I'm doing my best. Starlight Zone, I'm sure I've only seen once. So let me make sure that I correctly clock Starlight Zone on what it looks like. I just refreshed myself. Okay, that's not really helpful much. Let me see another screenshot. Oh, okay. Starlight Zone has some cool bits where you like run upside down. It still has the first game syndrome design issue where pretty much all of the zones in the game punish you for going fast at various points. And Starlight Zone is still a little maze-like like Labyrinth Zone, but it's not quite as bad. I'm actually moving Marble Zone up to low B. Because I think Starlight Zone is a C. for late game, I'm being nice because, again, Sonic 1 I think is weaker in design than the games that most of the 2D games that came after it, but for its game, it's decent. Sega Saturn is probably one of the worst times to be a Sega fan. No true mainline Sonic games. 3D Blast didn't fill that void. That's fair. I mean, 2D Mario, we had the Game Boy Advance era, which was the Game Boy or the GameCube era, roughly. We had Sunshine, which I really loved, but 2D Mario, we just had ports. So, Scrap Brain Zone, I believe that says. I vaguely remember. These are zones I've seen once in that single playthrough not long. Okay, Scrap Brain Zone, I kind of rings a bell. Honestly, kind of feels samey to me, or similar to me in energy as like Starlight Zone. Very, very mechanical, artificial. Has some cool little bits, I guess. I feel like it's a little it's worse than Starlight Zone though. There's another Labyrinth Zone. Yeah, I remember later Scrap Brain Zone near the end. I remember it getting pretty frustrating, and I'm going to put it, for that reason, in D. I'm sorry, there will be higher scoring stuff. It's just not going to be much of, it's not going to be much of Sonic 1. Palm Tree Panic. So, where... What? Oh, that's Sonic CD. Why are we doing Sonic CD now? I don't know. I'm just gonna do them in order though, because I don't remember all the. Let me actually wait. All Sonic zones. Yeah, this will be a better way to do this. Sonic CD takes place after 1, before 2. Fair. I'm not sure if I should rate them in that order. Because, like, it's made after, and so it should be, in terms of design, they have the experience of the previous. Yeah, just Sonic 2. Yeah. But I feel like we're missing Final Zone. Is Final Zone not here? It looks like it's not. So I guess we're moving on to, what's those other? Yeah, we're moving on to Sonic 2. So where? Emerald Hill. There's Emerald Hill Zone. Emerald Hill Zone is my Green Hill Zone. Like I said, Sonic 2 I played before Sonic 1. I have way more memories with it. I know it was their rehashed Green Hill Zone, but when I think of, like, if I didn't have this music playing in the background, the first Sonic game that would come to my, or Sonic Zone music that would come to my head, if you asked me to think of a 2D Sonic song, it would probably be Emerald Hill Zone. Like, and Emerald Hill, I think in design is better than Green Hill, because again, it doesn't have the first game syndrome. Green Hill Zone doesn't punish you for going fast too often, but Emerald Hill Zone encourages the speed better. And honestly, I would put it in, let me scroll back up a little. I'd put it in S tier. I think it's one of the best 2D Sonic zones. 2D Sonic zones. So, yeah, I don't have much else to say. I just think it's a better execution of Green Hill Zone. It doesn't have the nostalgia, I'm sure. They don't milk it as much, but it's... Yeah, of course, we get into... Sonic 2 is such great music, and we can't... Chemical Plant Zone may have its flaws, but between the absolute bop that is the soundtrack and between a lot of the cool, faster parts where you go like, I don't know how to describe the paths, but kind of like swervy up and down paths with another, like, it's like a double helix kind of thing. I think it's really cool. There's a couple parts, like a part somewhere you need to escape the water, that are a little iffy. But overall, it is one of my favorites. It's going below Green Hill Zone because, again, there's a couple parts that are a little iffy. But I do love Chemical Plant Zone. Then obviously the next one's Aquatic Ruin Zone, which does not stick in my mind as much. Yeah, Aquatic Ruin Zone. Aquatic Ruin Zone, it doesn't have bad design. I don't love going in and out of the water. I feel it kind of kills your momentum, and Chemical Plant is lucky it scored so high despite having the possibility of water sections, because I don't think water in Sonic is very fun. The main thing is it slows you down. There's the stress of drowning, but that also slows you down even more because you have to collect bubbles. Of course, Aquatic Ruin isn't. It's only kind of like partially water, but it's enough that I think I'd put it in B. Right there. Right there. No, right there. Below B. Then we get into Casino Night Zone and the music back to like bopping so hard. And when I think of the pinball Sonic stages, Casino Night Zone is the one I think of. This is now a better version of Spring Yard Zone. There's just something about like once you get the control of it, bouncing off the flippers and the bumpers, and if you want, you can play the slots. The elevators slow it down a little, but I still think it's just fun bouncing around as long as you don't get stuck in a really weird spot. And I think it also has a fun boss. I'm putting it right there. Next is Oil Ocean Zone. Right? Why is this? No, Mystic Cave Zone. No, Hilltop Zone. What am I doing? I'm way out of it. Hilltop Zone. Let me remind myself on Hilltop Zones. I just need to see a picture of. Oh yeah. So Hilltop Zone isn't bad. It feels like Emerald Hill Zone 2.0. It just feels like, obviously it's not quite the same kind of design, but it's like, I mean, it's forest, but it's really just grassy field in terms of design. And obviously it's harder, more holes. I don't hate it though. I'm gonna put it right there. I was considering high B, but I'll put it right there. Hilltop Zone is bad. Mystic Cave Zone. See, Mystic Cave Zone, I have a real love-hate relationship for. I like Mystic Cave Zone's aesthetics. Its music is good too. And there's parts of it that are kind of fun. But then there's parts that are real bullshit. There's especially, I spent so many times as a kid playing the versus mode, Mystic Cave Zone, and just getting absolutely lost. And then having to wait while the timer counts down, just not being able to find my way. I wanna pace Mystic Cave Zone high because I have nostalgia for it. But I think it starts to get into the discouraging speed because it's more exploration. It's a little too maze-like. And trying to hit the lever sometimes kind of sucks. And there's also like pits of spikes where you fall in and you just gotta die. I I can't put it below a B though. I do have nostalgia for it. These are all obviously all going to be very biased. Oil Ocean. So Oil Ocean Zone is getting into where I rarely got to see as a kid when I didn't own the game. And I mostly knew it once I, like much later. Checking. Yeah, ironically, I more knew it from Sonic Mania because obviously I played through Sonic Mania at release and that came out before Sonic Origins. Overall, Oil Ocean, I could kind of picture it, but I want to see if it, yeah, it has a lot of those bullshit oil slides that kind of are frustrating. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Putting it into high C. Then we got Metropolis Zone. Sonic 2 has so many zones. Metropolis Zone is another, obviously it's still in the area that I haven't seen it nearly as much as the earlier ones. But I do remember those mantis things. I do remember the weird like tubes that you'd run through. Getting into ones that are really hard for me to rate, but I think that I like it a little more than Oil Ocean, but only a little. Which I actually like Oil Ocean's design a little more, but no, a little lower than Oil Ocean. Sky Chase Zone, isn't that just the one you're on the plane? Yeah, that's just your ride in a plane. That's a weird one to put in this list because it's just completely different gameplay. Tropical Zone Act 2 is on 2 different stages entirely. Interesting. That's interesting to know, Shell. Thank you for the information. Yeah, Sky Chase Zone, the desert stage called Dust Hill Zone from Misty Cave, Wood Zone. Oh, interesting. It'd be interesting to see all the cutting room floor stuff, like the art or any assets they had. But yeah, Sky Chase Zone, it's weird to compare because it's completely different gameplay. But, I mean, it breaks up the gameplay kind of nice. It's... Oh, interesting, Joe. Yeah. For the longest time, I felt like gaslit about Casino Night Zone because I'd always remembered different Casino Night Zone music. And then I'd look up Casino Night Zone's music and it wouldn't be the one I remembered, but I also remembered that. And I just kept, for years, I couldn't figure out why I remembered other music for Casino Night Zone. Until, like, one point I just accidentally stumbled on, oh yeah, Versus Mode had different music, and that was when I was a kid playing it. So, like, I felt like just gaslit by myself. Like, but anyways, Sky Chase Zone, yeah. So where am I going to play Sky Chase Zone? I don't hate it. I think it breaks up the pacing a lot, especially in the late game when stages are getting kind of hard. I'm actually going to put it above Mystic Cave Zone. I think the game could use a little more pace breaking like that, with just something completely different. Wing Fortress Zone was right after, I remember that, right after Sky Chase, and it's on the Wing Fortress. There's a lot of falling, and I fell a lot. I don't do good with stages that have that much. Like, you're trying to go fast, but there's so many places to fall. Put it up there. No. Try to put that. No! There. Okay. Okay, and that's all of the, Sonic 2 ones, I guess, that it's doing. I guess we're doing Sonic CD now. So we will start with Palm Tree Panic. Sonic CD is a really interesting game because I don't think it was in the collections on GameCube, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember having it on PC at some point in time. It was in Sonic Gems collection? Okay. I remember playing it first on PC. I had it on something on PC. I had to, unless... Am I having a false memory? Sonic CD PC port. Yeah. There it is, Windows 95. That's where I actually played it first. It was one of the... I say that I didn't have any Sonic games until GameCube, but I don't think that's true. I think I had it on PC. I had Sonic CD on PC before then. But yeah, based on the Sega CD version. Yeah. The problem is, it being the first one I owned, it confused the heck out of me. I never made much progress because I always got super confused by the time travel thing. I didn't understand how it worked. I didn't understand the purpose of it. Kid me was very confused by it, so I never got very far. I only got through a couple zones until I played through on Sonic Origins. Sonic CD, weirdly, I feel has worse level design. Oh yeah, the animated intro, the Sonic Boom thing. Yeah, no, that's great. That I saw so many times. I love that. I could hear it in my head now. Go out on Shandy, could either do time stones or stones. Yeah, I didn't know that till I did Origins. So Sonic CD, I feel, has worse level design than Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. It's probably better than Sonic 1, but there is a lot of places to kill your momentum. Also, the special zones suck, but I'm not getting into that. Palm Tree Panic, though, it is an intro one. It's not going to be too awful, but it's not as good as Green Hill or Emerald. Probably give it a B. Sonic CD stages are probably not going to get high for most of them. I want it there. Yeah. Yes, the special stage with you. I didn't rage. Nothing made me rage more in Origins than trying to do those special stages. Like, I almost quit playing through Origins entirely because of it. What is this? The music's now just getting into nonsense. My god. Can we switch to Sonic 3 soundtrack? Sorry. This is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sure. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There we go. These Origins lets you retry them in anniversary mode. Yeah. Yeah, there is that, and that's, I think, the only reason I was able to do it, but... okay, I'm gonna have to look up, for all of these, I'm gonna have to look what they look like. What is Collision Course? Where? Thank goodness for the SonicFandom.com. Collision Chaos, sorry. Yeah, I barely remember this. I don't think this is getting into where I don't remember stuff well. But, I mean, it didn't stand out for me, so I guess I'll put it in a C. Oh, not there. That's fine. This isn't going to be exact science. Tidal Tempest. It's water stage, right? Oh god. Okay, no, I remember Tidal Tempest. Tidal Tempest was like Labyrinth Zone vibes. Underwater, kind of like maze-like, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember liking Tidal Tempest. Tidal Tempest is going to go in... my memory may be clouding it. I've only done it once. But I definitely only played through it in Origins, but I don't remember... What I vaguely remember is getting frustrated. But that was kind of a lot of Sonic CD for me. Quartz Quadrant. Oh yeah, Quartz Quadrant isn't quite as bad. Yeah, that'll be... It'll be there. Then we got Wacky Workbench. Thanks, he has such weird zones. I don't remember this much. I'll be honest, I barely remember Wacky Workbench. But I feel like it was very, like Metropolis Zone-esque. Put it right below her, yeah, right below Collision Chaos. Stardust Speedway. I think I do vaguely remember Stardust Speedway, but I don't think it was a good reason that I remember it. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I love Stardust Speedway. I feel like there was a lot of spots to like try to slow down and platform. So put it there in D. Metallic Madness. I'm looking at... Okay, I remember Metallic Madness. It was fine. It was, I mean, it was a little labyrinthine, but I think it was kind of like a vaguely Chemical Plant-esque. I'll put it in C. Sonic CD ones are really just going off vague memories, so. And now we're getting to Sonic 3. Which I remember a bit more. Angel Island Zone. Yep, I remember Angel Island Zone. It's Green Hill Zone. Angel Island Zone's nice. I think I'd actually put it maybe right above Green Hill Zone. Maybe? Do I want to right above or right below? Green Hill Zone does have that classic feel to it. No, it'll go right above. Angel Island Zone is good. How am I gonna say this without pissing off the... How do I piss off the least number of people to say it? Or maybe I should just go for the most. Hydra City. No. That doesn't piss off enough people. Hydra Side-Eye. There. Hydra Side-Eye Zone. I don't know how to say it without upsetting some people, so I'm gonna say it while just upsetting everybody. Hydra Side-Eye Zone, yeah, it's lots of underwater sections, and I don't love underwater sections. I remember it. I can't rate it high. It's getting a C. Right there. Right there. And I'm not gonna talk about it again because I don't want to say the name anymore. Marble Garden Zone. Remind myself what that looks like. Yeah, that is like. That's kind of like what's it called? From the first game, Marble Zone. Yeah, it's kind of Marble Zone-esque. I remember. It's fine. I think it's a slightly better version of Marble Zone, if I remember correctly. Carnival Night Zone. That's of course the pinball zone of the game, which I mean I usually like all those types of ones. It's not gonna be like Casino Night Zone, but it unless my memory is lying to me, I think that it was probably a low A. Ice Cap Zone. Oh yeah, that infamous one because of its music. Surprised that took them that long to do a snowy area, but I don't remember anything particularly notable. Oh yeah, there's the snowboarding sequence. You know what? Ice Cap Zone's good. Anything that has a snowboarding sequence is good in my book. Yeah. And Launch Base Zone. I'm looking at it, it's not super standing out to me in memory. Yeah, it's just generic last area. Right there, right after Metropolis. Okay, next is... Oops. Mushroom Hill. Wait, I don't even need to look at Mushroom. I know Mushroom Hill. I remember Mushroom Hill. I like Mushroom Hill. Mushroom Hill is an A tier stage for me. Probably right below Green Hill. And then got flying batteries now. Yeah. Flying Battery is one of those ones that has a lot of places to fall. What was the one that I was previously mentioning? Was Wing Fortress. It's put it right below Wing Fortress. Sandopolis Zone. I'm trying to... Yeah. I remember Sandopolis Zone being kind of labyrinthine again. I don't remember loving it. Put it low. Let's see, right there. Okay, next is Lava Reef. Lava Reef. I really don't remember anything positive about Lava Reef. Yeah, Lava Reef is not gonna go probably really high. I don't remember anything positive. I only remember getting frustrated spots. Hidden Palace Zone. Okay, let me look at a picture because I... Oh yeah, that's only one brief act. One short act. It's fine, I guess. It's right there. Low flying battery. Then Sky Sanctuary. I actually really like Sky Sanctuary aesthetically. No, I think anything I remember of Sky Sanctuary is a little more positive. I'm gonna put it in B. No, I'll put it. B has a lot of good ones. B is not even bad. I put it above Mystic Cave. No, I'll put it above Aquatic Ruin. I actually want to put Sky Chase above Aquatic Ruin too. I want to put Sky Chase a little higher. It's kind of iconic for me. Right there. Okay, so next is Death Egg Zone. And I remember it being a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. So that will go pretty low. Put it there. Okay, now I think it's the these are Sonic Mania ones next, right? Yeah. So this is weird because these are like remakes or reimaginings of zones. Green Hill, unfortunately I don't remember the layouts of Mania's versions, but I feel like Sonic Mania was good at capturing the essence of older zones without as many of the warps. So I think it probably, honestly, from the vague memories I have, has a better version of Green Hill Zone. I'm just gonna put it right directly above. Chemical Plant, I don't know if I could say that's anything that they could ever outdo original Chemical Plant, though. Yeah, I will, I'll put it right below. I don't think you can do original chemical plant. Studiopolis. I remember. Oh yeah, it's a pinball-like zone. But it's all like movie themed. I never disliked those type of zones. I don't really remember much, but I do want to try to put everything on this tier list. Right there. Flying battery zone. Yeah, I vaguely remember their version. I think it was probably a little better than real flying battery, but I'm not than original. Where did I put original flying battery? Wait, is flying battery not a... Yeah, flying battery zone. Where did I put flying battery zone? Let me just quickly search. There it is. I'd say it probably was a little better version. I'm gonna guess based off my vague memories. So many zones here. Press garden zone. What's a water area? I don't remember it much, but we're going to Hey there, son, welcome. We'll put it... Probably in C. Put it right below flying battery. Sure. How are you, son? Okay, now the tier list is so big that I gotta scroll down just to see stuff. Stardust Speedway. Stardust Speedway is where do we place original Stardust Speedway? Because again, in my vague memory, I think it was a little better. We put in D. Yeah. Sure. Hydrocity. 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 Hydrocide I. We'll just put it there. Sure. Mirage Saloon. I actually kind of remember liking Mirage Saloon. That one's a unique one. Yeah, it was the train. You know what? I really like the design of that. That's going to go way up here. We'll put that in A. Can I shut off your computer for a bit to read a book? You're off today? That's nice. What you reading? Oil Ocean. We'll stick to just putting things grouped together. So where is Oil Ocean? Before it was down there. I think this one actually was a little better. I think I remember like everything catching fire in a cool way. I don't know. Something happened that was different that I like more. It's been a while. Lava Reef. Little better version of Lava Reef. Metallic Madness. We're almost through them. Do I remember Metallic Madness? I mean, it's a remake of the other Metallic, well, not remake, reimagining. Put it a little higher as Spiritual Book of Late Friend wrote. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm sorry to hear about the Fate Friend, but I hope you're enjoying the book. Titanic Monarch Zone was the last one we're doing. I only vaguely remember this, but I vaguely remember it being pain. We will put it slightly above Death Egg Zone. And there. All of the classic Sonic zones tier listed by somebody who has probably very bad memory of half of these, at least. And just trying to go off of memory of my feelings towards them. But I'm sure this list would look much different if I play through them again, all those zones again recently. Unfortunately, I don't currently have the time to. But I did play through everything except for Mania back months after Origins came out. And I played through Mania back when Mania came out. So it's not been ridiculously long, just long enough that I can't remember most of the designs for a lot of the ones outside of the ones that I played a lot when I was younger, which isn't much.